Prince Harry anticipated a brawl when he entered London's High Court. Hours later, he was clearly upset and found it difficult to contain his tears as he left. He provided thorough evidence against the Daily Mail's publisher throughout the day, claiming that the British media had been violating his privacy for years and, in his words, making his wife's life miserable. This was not a quick message for the cameras nor a symbolic appearance. Harry was questioned for hours in the witness box about how stories were originated, why he didn't file a complaint at the time, and whether or not he had spoken to journalists. What started out as a legal argument over newspaper articles had become much more intimate by the time he was done.
Now let's bring ABC News legal analyst Brian Buckmeyer for more on this case. Brian, Prince Harry was originally supposed to testify tomorrow, but the lawyers for Associated Newspapers' opening statements were shorter than expected. Do you think that was a tactic to make him testify a day early?
Associated Newspapers Limited, the business that publishes the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday, is at the heart of the dispute. 7 well-known people, including Prince Harry, have accused the publication of gathering illegal information over a nearly 2-decade period. The publisher vehemently disputes the accusations. It has called the allegations absurd and maintained that the stories in question were based on reliable sources, such as royal correspondents and people who were eager to talk about their well-known friends. Harry claims that justification is insufficient. He had already defied royal custom in a court of law. When Charles testified in a related case against the Daily Mirror publisher in 2023, he became the first senior royal to do so in over a century. Just that one instance showed how far he was prepared to go. Harry adopted a defensive stance from the beginning of his testimony. He said in his written witness statement that press intrusion had a profound impact on him from an early age, leaving him incredibly paranoid.
Good morning, Diane. Yes, so the Associated newspaper, along with the claimants, were afforded 2 hours to give opening statements. But instead, the Associated News paper used only 75 minutes.
As he described what it was like to grow up under continual media scrutiny, that term came back again. Harry made a thorough written statement in accordance with English court process, and he was then subjected to cross-examination right away. He was gently but consistently questioned about publications written between 2001 and 2013 by defense attorney Anthony White. The crucial query was straightforward. Were these reports the product of journalists conducting their work and interviewing those close to the prince, or were they obtained through illegal means? Harry disagreed with the notion that associates or friends would speak to the media. He repeatedly stated to the court, "My social circles were not leaky." He denied having cordial ties with royal reporters and implied that private detectives, phone interception, or eavesdropping might be the sole sources of the level of detail in some pieces. He charged journalists with employing ambiguous terms, such as unidentified source, to cover up unethical practices. Harry was more and more irritated as the interrogation went on.
Accused the group of unlawful activities, such as hiring private investigators to place listening devices inside cars and accessing private phone conversations. Well, ANL have rejected the allegations.
The judge stepped in at one point. "It is not necessary for you to argue the argument now." The prince was informed by Justice Matthew Nicholin that it was not his responsibility to discuss every issue. Harry kept coming back to the same main point. He claimed that due to royal tradition, he was unable to voice his concerns at the time the pieces were published. He told the court that his long-standing strategy of never complain, never explain kept him essentially mute even when he was offended by coverage. He explained why he frequently remained silent by saying, "If you complain, they double down on you." When the defense brought up a significant legal point, that explanation became even more crucial. Privacy claims are often expected to be filed within 6 years under English law. Harry is contesting a number of items that are much older than that. Why hold off until 2022? Harry did not act sooner, according to the defense, because he thought the material came from reliable sources at the time. Harry retorted that he was unable to publicly object because of the institution he was a part of. "The institution I attended is to blame for this." He claimed that the matter is also closely related to Harry's long-standing animosity for the British media, which he publicly links to his mother Princess Diana's death in a car accident in Paris in 1997 while being chased by paparazzi.
Because as you've already reported, Prince Harry has been ready for this testimony for some years. So testifying just a day early seems a little beneath them, but it is a strategy that is used by many attorneys.
He informed the court that Meghan Markle's choice to resign from her royal duties and go to the United States in 2020 was largely influenced by ongoing press attacks. He claimed to have been subjected to harassment and racially tinged reportage, which ultimately led him to file a lawsuit. He claims that this action is a component of a larger effort to change the media. Following hours of testimony, David Sherborne, Harry's attorney, questioned him about Associated Newspaper's defense strategy. Harry started to show signs of emotion at that point. He claimed that it was fundamentally wrong to put everyone through this again when, in his opinion, all he wanted was an apology, even though he filed the complaint and insisted on a trial. He told the court, "I have never thought that my life is open season to be commercialized by these people." His voice wavered when he brought up his wife once more. After pausing and seemingly holding back his tears, he left the witness box. Proceedings were postponed until the next morning, and he left the courthouse slowly. Harry's current isolation from the larger royal hierarchy is another issue that lingers over this matter. Although Buckingham Palace has kept silent in public, the monarchy's long-standing attempts to keep legal conflicts at arm's length are uneasily juxtaposed with this highly visible court struggle. King Charles III has not shown any overt support, and there is no indication that the palace will step in or make a statement. That quiet says a lot.
MP and Sadie Frost, the actress, as well. So 7 claimants in this case, and they allege breach of privacy against the publisher of the Mail, the Daily Mail, Associated Newspapers Limited.
And what are they claiming that breach of privacy?
Particularly for viewers who recall a period when the family closed ranks due to turmoil. In the long run, this trial is far from finished. According to Associated Newspapers, it will name sources and bring witnesses, which might completely change the tone of the proceedings. For Harry, this might be a pivotal moment or just another phase of a protracted, unresolved dispute with the British press. It poses an awkward question for the general population. What level of examination is appropriate? And when does reporting become an intrusion? It seems certain that Prince Harry will no longer remain silent. I want to leave you with this, then. Do you believe that this case will ultimately hold the British tabloids accountable, or will it just rekindle old wounds with no meaningful resolution? Tell me what you think. Additionally, if you pay close attention to royal news, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. I appreciate you watching.